Peppa Pig and the Day at Snowy Mountain. Peppa and George wake up one day and look out the window. It's snowing! Hurrah! They can't wait to go outside. We'll go to Snowy Mountain, says Mummy Pig. But first you have to put on your hats and coats and mittens. Peppa and George are dressed and ready to go. Wait for Daddy Pig and me, says Mummy Pig. Snowy Mountain is fun, says Mummy Pig. We can go sledding and ice skating and skiing too. Daddy carries Peppa and George up the sledding hill. But they don't have a sled. Peppa has an idea. Whee! She says, a daddy sled. At the bottom of the hill is the skating rink.
Wow!
Let's skate, says Peppa. Peppa skates and falls and tries again. Mummy Pig helps. Peppa is skating.
Hooray!
Peppa helps George. He is a good skater. Everybody skates. That was fun, says Peppa. I'm ready for skiing. Peppa and George follow Mummy and Daddy Pig to the base of Snowy Mountain. What's that? asks Peppa. It's the ski lift, says Mummy. That's how we'll get to the top of the mountain. The ski lift takes them way up high. This is fun, says Peppa. She sings. In the air, in a chair, snow is falling everywhere. Flying high in a chair, flying high and high and high. It's very high, says Daddy. Daddy does not like heights. Don't look down, says Mummy. But Daddy does look down. He topples out of the ski lift. Where did Daddy Pig go? There you are, Daddy, says Peppa. You're a walking, talking snow daddy. Miss Rabbit runs a ski shop at the top of the mountain. Get your skis here, she calls. Mummy Pig, Daddy Pig, Peppa and George all get skis from Miss Rabbit. Madame Gazelle and Peppa's friends are all here. It's time to ski.
Hooray!
Danny Dog wants to ski all the way down the mountain. Oh no, says Madame Gazelle. Today we'll stick to the baby slope. Madame Gazelle shows everyone how to push off slowly to get started. Madame Gazelle is a very good skier.
Wow!
She shows everyone how she can ski fast. She can even jump.
Hooray!
It's Mummy Pig's turn. She has not skied for a very long time, but she remembers how. She doesn't want to ski down the baby slope. Mummy Pig pushes off down the mountain. Mummy Pig remembers how to ski, but she has forgotten how to stop. Stand back, she yells. She speeds down the mountain and past the shops. Oh no! How will she stop? Where is Mummy Pig? I see her, says Peppa. She's a walking, talking snow mummy. Skiing is fun. Everyone agrees. Let's go again, says Peppa. The end. Peppa Pig at the zoo. Madame Gazelle is taking Peppa and her friends to the zoo for the day. Remember, children, today we will be meeting wild animals, she says. Ooh, cry the children. Don't worry, says Madame Gazelle. The wild animals will be safely behind fences. Roar! Ah! A lion has escaped! Cries Madame Gazelle. Hello, I'm Mr. Lion, the zookeeper. You've picked a good time to visit, says Mr. Lion. It's feeding time. Wow. Which animals live here? Asked Susie Sheep. They move very slowly and live to be very old, says Madame Gazelle. Not all animals eat vegetables, says Madame Gazelle. That's right, Madame Gazelle, says Mr. Lion, grinning. Yes, well, says Madame Gazelle, who lives here? Hello, says Mrs. Crocodile. I'm the keeper in charge of this part of the zoo. Penguins, they eat fish. Ah, a crocodile, cries Madame Gazelle. Look, there's my daddy. He's a keeper at the zoo too, cries Gerald Giraffe. Hello, says Mr. Giraffe. Can you guess what animals I look after? They fly and get all their food from flowers. What are they? asked Peppa. Look carefully at the flowers, says Mr. Giraffe. Flutter, flutter, flutter. Ooh, pretty butterflies, say the children. Thank you for showing us around the zoo, says Madame Gazelle.
Hooray!
All this talk about food has made me hungry. Me too, laughs Mr. Lion. It's our feeding time now. What's for lunch today, Mr. Lion? asked Mrs. Crocodile. Can you guess? Roars Mr. Lion. Little picnics in boxes. Yummy! says Peppa. The end. Peppa Pig. Away we go. On the road. There is a lot to do in Peppa's town. Daddy Pig, Mummy Pig, Peppa and George drive around town in their car. In the shop.
Wow!
Mr. Fox sells lots of fun things in his shop. Peppa would like to buy one of everything, please. At the construction site, Mr. Bull and his crew fix a pipe under the road. They dig the biggest hole that Peppa has ever seen.
Wow!
At the aquarium,
Wow!
the pig family visits the aquarium to see lots of different fish. Peppa wishes that she could swim like a fish. At the sports centre, exercise is extra fun when you do it with friends. Peppa loves to jump on the trampoline. At the petting farm, Peppa wants to pet the fuzzy guinea pigs. Mrs. Badger tells Peppa she must wash her hands first. inside the museum.
Wow.
The dinosaur room is George's favourite part of the museum. George likes to stomp and roar just like a dinosaur. At the pottery studio, Mrs. Zebra shows Peppa how to make a bowl out of clay. Peppa just wants to squish the clay between her fingers. After it rains, the children's festival is very muddy.
Hooray!
Peppa likes to dance with her friends. Everyone loves muddy puddles. At home, Peppa thinks about more places she can visit tomorrow. But first, Peppa and George need to go to sleep. The end. Peppa at the beach. Peppa and her family are on holiday at Kylie Kangaroo's house. Today we're going to the beach, says Mr. Kangaroo. Yippee! Cries Peppa. I love the beach. Mummy Pig helps the children put on their sun cream and life vests. Kylie gets out her surfboard. What do you do with that? asks Peppa. You lie on the board and the waves push you along, says Kylie. Come and see. Kylie shows Peppa how to surf. The tricky bit is catching the wave, she says. Ready, steady, now! Peppa and Kylie jump on their surfboards just in time. The wave carries them along. I can surf, laughs Peppa. George wants to go surfing, but the waves are getting too big. Is it time to go home now? Wonders Daddy Pig. Are you kidding? Says Mr. Kangaroo. These big waves are perfect for grown-ups. Mr. and Mrs. Kangaroo grab their surfboards. George and Daddy Pig are having a lovely time in the water. Crikey, gasps Mr. Kangaroo. There's a giant wave coming. Everyone on the beach shouts and waves at Daddy Pig, but he can't hear what they're saying. Ho, ho, ho. He chuckles. The giant wave gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It picks Daddy Pig up and carries him along. Whoa! George giggles, then holds out his arms. He is using Daddy Pig's tummy as a surfboard. George rides the wave all the way back to the beach. Hooray! What great balance, says Mr. Kangaroo. He's a natural surfer, agrees Mrs. Kangaroo. Peppa and Kylie giggle. George is the best. The end. Peppa Pig Stars. It is almost time for bed. Mummy Pig, Daddy Pig and Peppa are having mugs of hot milk. George comes running in wearing his spacesuit. George, why are you in that spacesuit? Asked Daddy. You should be in your pajamas. George loves everything to do with space. Clunk, clunk. Oh dear, George is trying to drink through his helmet. George, cries Peppa, take off your space helmet to drink your milk. Peppa takes George's helmet off. Slurp, slurp, brr. That's better. It's bedtime, little ones, calls Daddy Pig. Peppa and George are tucked up in bed. George likes to listen to his space mobile. Not space again, sighs Peppa. It's boring. Space isn't boring, Peppa. It's full of wonderful stars, smiles Daddy Pig. I can't see anything, says Peppa, looking out of the bedroom window. It's easier to see the stars outside, explains Daddy Pig. If you put your coats on, we could go and see. That one is the North Star, says Daddy Pig. Peppa sings a star song. North Star, are you near or are you far? Can we get there in the car? The stars are too far to get to by car, but they look closer through a telescope, replies Daddy Pig. Grandpa Pig has a telescope, says Mummy Pig. It's late, but we can drive to his house just this once. Peppa and George have arrived at Granny and Grandpa Pig's house. Mummy Pig rings the doorbell. What are you doing here? Asked Grandpa. Could we take a look through your telescope, please? Asked Mummy Pig. Very well, replies Grandpa. To the top of the house we go. Grandpa Pig's hobby is looking at the stars. Here she is, old Bess, says Grandpa Pig. Wow, gasped Peppa, seeing the telescope. Who's for the first look? Asked Grandpa. Me, shouts Peppa. It's the North Star, cries Peppa. We sailors use that star to find our way home, explains Grandpa Pig. Daddy used it to find his way here, Peppa adds, smiling. Now it's George's turn to look through the telescope. He can see a planet with rings. What else is in the sky? asked Peppa. George can see the planet Saturn, says Grandpa. What is Saturn like? cries Peppa. Saturn has rings made of rock and ice, and it is very, very cold, says Grandpa Pig. We could build a snowman, cries Peppa. Quick, look, Peppa, gasped Grandpa. It's a shooting star. You have to make a wish. I wish that when George is old enough to have his own rocket, he will take me into space, cheers Peppa happily. Grunts George. Everyone laughs. The end.
Hi kids, did you have fun watching this video? Then like and subscribe for more.